do it.
All right, so I got one here for you. Am I the asshole for telling my friend the cashier is only nice to him because it's her job? So with that title, it's like, okay, I mean,
Yeah, that sounds like a dick.
okay,
But
so ready? So there's a new cashier at a local grocery store, and she's admittedly good looking and nice. All right. I, male 23, was shopping there with my male 24 friend a while ago, and ever since then, he's been ecstatic about going there. He's obviously into her, and he's
That's a
going
big
on and
word.
on about how she's into him, too. That's okay. I mean, just the start there is
my
kind
bad. I
of...
didn't know he was fucking geniuses over here. Honestly.
Well, the thing is, she's just being nice to him. She's nice to me, too. It's her job, right? And you would think if you're a cashier, you're told, like, you got to be a little nice,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, we've all done customer service jobs before. I think.
Unfortunately.
It's part of the business.
My friend has been saying things like he's learning her schedule and that she always makes his day. He also wants to ask for her number. I tell him that the only reason she's being nice to him is because it's her job. He's a customer. She's nice to everyone. He needs to get over his obsession. He got really upset, called me an asshole, said I'm jealous, etc.
You see, these are the type of times where I would need a little bit more. Like, I would have to see the interaction.
Well, so there's more.
Oh,
Yeah, there's more. I'm just
No.
giving a little break.
okay.
And so I work in an adult shop, right? We got a lot of weird customers. I've experienced harassment at work, and even more so has my female coworkers. So I know what it feels like, and I've seen real stalker behavior. We can't have our girls closing alone because some people wait outside just to be creeps. That's weird.
Yeah,
in general, but
that's,
like
that's weird.
That's
That is
weird, but like there's weirder people.
of course.
But like, I mean, imagine finishing your shift at like 11 p.m. He's like walk outside and he's like, "Hey, remember me from earlier?"
I tell this to my friend to explain my reasoning. He needs to respect this girl's workplace. He still doesn't get it. Says he'd never be one of those and that he knows she's into him too. And I'm trying to steal her by being a nice guy. He basically stopped talking to me just because I told him to be respectful. I mean, sure.
Sam.
Sure. She could very well be into him, but let her take the lead then.
It's crazy that it's not that deep.
So it's not that
It's
deep.
not
But
that deep.
here's the
I don't even
question.
think he needs to wait for her to take the lead. He could just. All right, we'll wait.
But
for
here's
it.
the question. Here's the question. So the person asking this, right? He's not the person, I guess, stalking.
It's a friend.
Is the friend? Yeah, the friend, the male 24. But is male 23 the asshole in this situation?
To me, it depends if he's like the type of person who does this type of thing consistently. Like, you know how like sometimes they're like those type of people like who will come around and you'd be like, probably not that dude. You know, like if he's like maybe this is like a repeated behavior from him. So his friends like, in general, from this post, no, I don't think you're an asshole for saying, hey, maybe respect your space a little bit. But I will say one thing personally. I've done something kind of close to this.
Oh my God!
But I got the girl.
Did
And
you?
she liked me. This was back in my younger years when I was a little bit more,
okay.
you know.
Okay.
But yeah, no, like went to the grocery store a couple times. I used to go often a lot because I would just longboard there, and saw a really cute cashier. You know me, just cracked the little jokes here and there. Came back. I never went too far. I just made it repetitive. Eventually got her name, learned a little bit more about her. Then I was like, "You got Instagram?" And she was like, "Yeah." This is like the third time. And I was like, "All right, can I get your Instagram?" She was like, "Sure." And then we
Yeah,
went on
but
a couple
see-
dates after.
You were tactful about it. You went for social media.
Yeah.
So that's the power play here. You also didn't ask your friend. So you just went in. That's some confidence.
But I try to figure out her schedule though, because like
okay.
you know, but because I was thinking, well, I went often, like more than one time a week to that grocery store because it was on my way home,
Right.
and I was like, well, I only ever see her on Tuesdays, and like maybe Thursday or something.
So you knew
between.
her schedule based on when you showed up,
Yeah.
if she was there or
So
not.
you kind of technically, tactically planned that to meet her, to conversate her, and
Did you ever go
Exactly.
there without the intention of buying something?
No, I'm trying to think.
but like this is a common thing that you do as well, right? Because we were even at Starbucks today, right? And not that you were flirting, but you were trying to make conversation to a point where it's like,
So the issue with Sam is that every time we go somewhere, there's an interaction of some sort. So we just can't go somewhere for 5 minutes.
That's facts.
But we're getting off topic.
I'm
So
a social butterfly. What
you
can I say?
you are a social.
but I like
butterfly.
you for that because you're a perfect wingman.
Also facts.
Okay, so Sam, you don't think that the guy stalking is like stalking. So you
No,
think
I
you
think-
think the person who made this post is an asshole.
No. I think the guy, he sounds super offensive, and the fact that he stopped talking to his friend because of it, that's where I kind of see the red flag. Because imagine just stop talking to your friend because he's telling you, hey, maybe respect her space a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I do think maybe the way he says it to him, like, if you're saying wait for her to make the first move, it's like, well, she might never do that.
I think it's none of his friends' business, to be honest. Because if I see a girl but it's true, right?
That's
If
an
I see a
interesting
girl
take.
at a grocery store, or whatever, and like I think she's cute, and we're having interactions, right? And after my friend's saying, "Bro, stop doing that," I'm like, "Well, let me handle the business," right? It just makes no sense for him to be like,
oh, maybe he's hating.
"That's the thing."
True.
It just seems like it got so quick.
You
Like,
brought up a kind of good perspective there. I didn't really think about. But Rico, I know you kind of. I think you're on the opposite side. What do you think?
I think this is stalker behavior.
It
If
is
I'm being
stalker.
honest.
so wait, what
Because,
part
like-
is what part is stalker?
So, if you're continuously going to some place, right?
Mhm.
You're trying to figure out their schedule. You're like, oh no, she's being extra nice to me. Obviously, she likes me. And the thing is here, he hasn't made a move. He hasn't done anything. She's still a cashier and he's still a customer. He has not done anything to try to break that line. And I'm not saying that like she's I'm not saying that she's flirting with him. I'm also not saying that she's trying to lead him on or anything like that. But if his friend has this mentality that, oh, she must like me, then you need to like at least ask her out, ask for a social. Because if you stay how it is, and you're like, you continuously learn her schedule, maybe you wait until her shift is over. Maybe you only go on her days hoping that you see her. It's a little stalkerish.
It's a little stalkerish, but like the thing is, like a lot of guys go to that extent just to meet a person.
And that is
Question then: when you guys were in high school, did you guys ever have a situation? Now I don't know if this will work because like I think Canada's school system's a little different, but I feel like maybe Americans might be able to connect with this a little bit more. Did you ever try to meet a girl in a hallway who was in a different class but figure out her schedule? Like run into her?
No, we got lunchtime for that, bro.
True, but like, did you ever just try to catch a glimpse out of her between classes to see if you could make it to? Because I've done that
that's
a couple times.
That's
so I don't,
different when you're in high school. These guys are 23, 24. At this point, to me, I don't think the guy writing the post is an asshole.
I don't think he is either.
He clearly, since he works at like a sex shop, and he kind of understands the behavior of a stalker.
That's different.
Yeah,
though.
but that's
different.
You're like
Because,
this part where people are
if
trying
you're
to
going
beat their
if you're going
meat.
at a club, and like whoever works at the bars, the females that work at the bars, they always have to get walk home or walk to their cars just because of that situation. When you're in those type of like vicinities where you're working at, where it's kind of sexually,
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
up, like-
if it's come to a point where like the friend, right, who is saying I'm getting the same vibes that I would get from people who stay outside our sex shop until our.
But he's gonna have that perception because he works at a sex shop.
No, but
so
you
like,
know what
you
though?
can't really use
But
that
I
as an
think I get where
example.
Rico's coming from because he's saying, well, if me as a friend, and you're my friend, I'm starting to get creep vibes off of you. Maybe it's because the energy he's providing is a little bit off kill.
Right.
So
Listen,
I
guys,
think
listen.
he's relating it. Sorry, my bad. But like, I think he's relating it to the people in his own like work facility, which is like you can't really compare that because it's like a grocery store where you're just literally going in there to buy your groceries, compared to someone's going in there to buy sex items.
But the thing is,
so like they're already hyped up in the sex.
Wait,
mind,
Brad,
right?
what were you gonna say?
Okay, so listen, guys, right? If he was truly his boy, right, he would be hyping him up. He would be helping him out. All I'm gonna say is, I know if I came to Corlin and I was like, "Listen, I'm trying to get with this girl. I know her schedule, kind of creepy. You trying to help?" What's he gonna say?
That's what I'm saying. I got you.
He's got me. So
And I think that's why it's like you're kind of being a dick if you're gonna act like that to your friend.
But if you're giving off creepy vibes, you're not going to.
But
be
you know
like-
what?
So
though?
what's creep about? Just because he knows when she's like,
if you know her schedule and you talk about her all the time, and you've literally never made the conscious effort to actually
But
ask
maybe
for her number
his
or anything.
friend's like, bro, this is like weird. Like, you know what though? I'm thinking. I wish we got a little bit more information because it sounds like. Because okay, imagine like you're the guy who's into her. You're the one who's like saying, "Yo, I kind of figured out what you're working, so I can go." I understand where Brandon's coming from because it's like, "Yo, you're my boy, hype me up, so I can get the confidence to talk to her like that." And at the same time, I see where you're coming from because it's like, "Well, I'm seeing you like give creepy behavior, pull it back." But it's like, well, for me, the way I would have rolled with it is if I do get a little creepy energy from my boy, I'm like, I think you should pull it back or just straight up ask her, take the L or take the win.
And see, that's
But
what I mean.
I think though, how often did he bring it up? like if my boy is giving me more down, like calm down, don't do this, don't do that, more than I think the hype, then it's starting to feel like, well,
So
are you into?
I think
maybe the guy's into her too.
I think what it is, Sam, it's not really that serious because, like, think about it like this: if I go to the gym or something like that at 12 o'clock, and I'm just repeatedly going at 12 o'clock, right, and I keep seeing the same girl at 12 o'clock, I know her schedule because she always goes there at 12 o'clock. So it's not really like I'm following her schedule. It's just like I kind of know it because I'm always there when I see her. So it's not like I'm really kind of stalking her hours when she finishes, when she ends.
But this is giving off that the friend actively found out her schedule. Also, going to the gym is different. When you go to the gym, right? And let's say you're single. You go into the gym, you see the same girl every time. Maybe you start to develop a little bit of a crush. And like sometimes she's nice to you, right? She doesn't have to be nice to you. A cashier kind of has to be nice to you. They can't just straight up be rude.
No, that's true.
And like if you go to the gym and you try to hit on a girl, she can be rude.
I wonder how much
anyone can be rude in life, but like a cashier, literally, if they're rude, they might lose their job. So she has to be nice to him.
I mean,
she has to be.
I mean,
because she might lose her job.
I work customer service where we had to be nice to people, and I was freaking hella rude to them. So I don't know.
Well,
but
like they're in person.
No, but like, how many times have you guys gone to like McDonald's or like a grocery store and then someone's just like a total dick? Like, I don't think
100%,
I don't think it's a necessary thing.
But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, a part of your job is you have to be nice. You are customer service. You have to be nice.
You have to.
Not everyone is.
Have to be, but like it's not. It's implied. You know what I mean?
Of course, but like
you could get away with like doing your job. Like we've seen bare people like do the job half-assed and not care about who's in front of their face.
The problem is that she's in like the professional setting where. Okay, here's the thing. She's in a professional settings where there's not really room for her to be mean or tell him off because she's on the job. So it's either she actually might be thinking, oh, he's cute, so let me be extra nice. Or she's like, I'm just trying to be nice because you're a customer here, and he's taking you too far. I think the problem is his friend's boundaries with how his friend's acting. Because the thing is, the way he thinks the girl likes him could be true. Because I mean, I've had the experience, and I've had grocery store girls go like, oh, you know, and you talk to them. I think the problem is like his friend an asshole because his friend isn't really supporting him or hyping him up.
Yeah.
Or is his friend being like, you're doing too much? Because I think it really comes down to how much his friend's doing.
Okay.
Because if you were getting kind of greasy with it, I would be like, bro, pull it back. But I wouldn't constantly say it.
But okay,
unless you constantly brought it up.
Based on the information we have, what are we saying is the final verdict?
Yeah.
I don't think the friend is an asshole. I do think their friend is giving off stalker vibes.
I don't think the friend's the asshole. I do think, however, though, I would need a little bit more, but I don't think he's an asshole.
I don't think he's an asshole. I just think he has a wrong perception of his friends because he's comparing him to himself in a situation where it's not really viable.
Like, are you really his friend?
Yeah.
If you're like thinking of your friend that way.
I think he's an asshole. I'm gonna be honest. I think he's an asshole.
Okay.
Interesting. I want you guys to support my stalkerism. You know? Like,
what the fuck?
I gotta vibe with you though. Like, be there with me.
Support me,
Be
bro.
in the car with me when I drive by her house a couple times.
Sometimes I'm just trying to stalk. You know, like, come
We're
stalk
joking.
with me.
We're joking.
No, we're joking.
All right, let's cut.
We're joking.
Chris, mic closer.
Yeah.